Welcome back to Scouting for History. Today I'm back out at this 1802 barn. Now behind me is the farmhouse from 1802, and across the way was the barn, and now it's in the 1930s it was turned into a house. There's actually a stepping stone path from the house over this direction, and along those stepping stones in this side field I found large cents and buttons and buckles and all kinds of cool stuff. But right over here you can see there's a hump in the ground, and the stepping stones stop there. And I think back in the 1930s when the barn was turned into a house, that was the septic. So they dug up the ground there, and so all the relics stopped at the edge, and the stepping stones disappeared at the edge. So I think everything old is gone from there. I think some of this dirt's been moved around. I found stuff from the 40s and 50s, but the only old stuff I found was around the edges of the property. So today I'm going to do the backyard of the house, so we'll see what we can find back there. So stay tuned, come along, we'll dig it out. Now, something I did for the family here, they've been very nice to me, and I don't do this for every house. In fact, this is the second time I've done this. I set up a display case with some of the more interesting finds from the property, and I'm going to give it to them. Now, normally I give property owners, a good amount of stuff that I find. What am I going to do with it? It just fills up drawers full of flat buttons and buckles and stuff. So more interesting to leave it with the family. But so I'll leave that with them. And the thinking is, and it sometimes works, is if I leave stuff with them, they know other people with old houses and big properties, and word gets out and I get invited to come over and take a look what's in their yard. So hey, it never hurts for a little good publicity. So stay tuned, let's go. And the first silver for the day, probably a Merc, I would guess, and it is. Awesome. On to the next. Well, I was getting an awful scratchy signal. It's a bullet. Cool. That's an old style bullet. Awesome. Awesome. On to the next. I see some dark soil. I don't know what it is. And it is nuts. Well, I almost gave up looking for it. It was too good a signal to be true, but it's a beautiful condition large set. Well, let me get my light. I might get a date off of that. I can't see it because I don't have my glasses on. But this is probably in the 1830s, 1840s. I'll check it out when I get home. Look, nice and chunky. All right, on to the next. Great find. And the second silver for the day. It's another Washington, but I don't care. Silver is silver. All right, on to something better. Not far from that large scent. Nope, definitely not a large scent. Not sure. On to the next. Well, that's curious. It's a football-shaped hunk of lead. Oh, I think I do see a hole through it. It's probably a sinker of some kind. All right, on to the next. Very heavy. Well, it's hard work, but it's Miller time. Oh, on to the next. And another silver for the day. And it's another Roosevelt. 200-plus-year-old farm, and I'm digging Washingtons and Rosies. But, well, hey, at least it's silver. On to the next. Well, I don't know what it is, but it was pretty deep down in the hole. I'll clean it up and see if I can figure it out. I can't see without my glasses, so on to the next. Well, just about a foot from that other thing, whatever it was. Screamer in the hole here. I see a dark stain, and I see something green. Oops, and I popped it out, and it is probably a wheat penny. It is. I can see Abe right there. Alright, on to the next. Well, that's a really old spoon. It was a terrible signal in the hole, bouncing all over the place. Oh, it looks like it was silver plated at one time. Cool. All right, on to the next. I'll see if the handle's still in there, but it's broken off. On to the next. And a screaming signal right under the ground. And it's a padlock. It's in bad shape, but that's cool.
Did you find something?
Yeah. Well, that's going to do it for today. Wrapping it up. It's starting to sprinkle off and on. It's only supposed to get worse as the day goes on. I've been here about 5 hours already. Not much video because the homeowner came out and was actually digging with me. She used my Simplex and puttered around a little, but she's never done it before, and she got frustrated real quick. So after that, she just followed me around. She was fascinated. Then the neighbor came out. She was fascinated. So then the dog came out. So I didn't get a whole lot of video. I tried to capture the good stuff, but I'll be back. So I'll probably make this a separate little video, maybe a couple days after the original video. You'll see it. Well, you've already seen it if you're watching this. So, all right, stay tuned. On to the next one. I hope you enjoy these little adventures of mine. If you do, just hit that like and subscribe button. Leave a comment. So if you like it, hit subscribe. So, see you on the next one.